Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. How are you? I hope that you all would be fine. Uh, Today we will learn about the logical functions. Today is the 7th class of Microsoft Excel, and today we are going to learn about logical functions and comparison operators. Let me wait for a few minutes, 1 minute or 2 minutes, so that we can start after that immediately. And I'm going to share the link of the class on the Facebook. I'm going to share the link. Please wait. Please join as soon as possible. I'm going to share the link of. Please wait. Yes, I am ready. I am just waiting for a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. So let me start. But just 1 minute. I'm waiting for only 1 minute. I'm live now. Please join. I'm live now. So let me wait for a few minutes. Welcome to Microsoft Excel class number 7 of functions. And today's class we will learn about logical functions and comparison operators. In logical functions there is some logic behind it, and it does some operation on the fulfillment of a condition or non-fulfillment of a condition. So that is a logical function. Logical function does something when a condition is true, or the some some another thing if it is false. So we will learn about logical functions. These are the logical functions we will discuss in today's class. First is if, and I have prepared the data set for our practice. First we will learn about if. If is a logical function. It is a conditional operator, and it tells us that what it does. It does some operation when a condition is true, or does another thing if it is false. So I have written here about the example of if. So we are here the students names, and I have written down these students names and their respective ages, and I have tested them for a condition. In if we have to test a condition, we are doing, we are having a test. So I have created a formula to test. These are the names of the students, and we are checking that whether they are allowed to drive a car or not. If they are having a license, they can ride a car, they can drive a car. And if they don't have a license, they can't drive a car. So in order to check whether they can drive a car or not, I can what I can do, I can create a formula is equals to if and I am giving the reference the of this. So I say that if D13 is greater than or equals to 18, then they are allowed to drive. If their age is greater than 18, then they are allowed to greater than or equals to 18, then they are allowed to drive. This test will be written and this test will be written. The first will be logical test. The logical test is D3 is greater than or equals to 18. So in if we have a logical test and we pass some value if it is true and another value if it is false. So we want to see if it is true, then they are allowed to drive, and if it is false, that they are too young to drive. So if a person, if a student is greater than or equals to 18 years old, then they are allowed to drive. If they are less than 18 years, then they will not be allowed to drive, or they are too young to drive. So this text will be written, and it will first check their age, and it will then check whether it is true. This condition is true, means that if their age is greater than or equals to 18, then it will show you the first result. If it is not 18, then this condition is not true, then it will show you the second result. So in this way you can see that in the first this row Farek's age is 20 and 20 is greater than 18, so he is now allowed to drive. So this first because he passed the condition true and the test true, and so that the first text will be written allowed to drive. So likewise I have written the formula once, and then I have copied this formula and pasted it to all the above remaining rows. So I have clearly seen here that those who are under 18, then the text written is they are too young to drive. Sarim is less than 18, he is 14 years old, 14 is less than 18, so he is not he is too young to drive. Whereas Wajahat is too young to drive, and also Shafiq is too young to drive. So we have learned how to use the if function. So if function works when a condition is true, it shows one result, and if a condition is false, it shows another result. So I hope you understand how we use the if condition. Now we have the or condition. We have the or function. What does or function? Or function does something when either of the two conditions are true. Suppose we have two conditions and we want to check that whether they both are true, then it will show true. Either of any conditions which are written is true, then it will show you true. And how does it work? I will show you an example. Let us suppose that height, you have to pass a military test, height is greater than 6 feet. For example, it is not fixed 6 feet, and age should be less than 30. So if a person is, I have to test this condition with or, not if, not else. Now I have to test this condition with or. So I will use this, that equals to if this is greater than 6 comma or bracket, this is greater than, this is less than 30, then and 28 less than 30. So let me check where what it is showing. Yes, it is showing that it is 7. Okay, so it is testing this condition that if height is greater than 6 or age is less than 30, then it will show us that we are qualified. Then if it doesn't, then it will show us that you are dropped out. So this is showing me the value, but this is an error. I don't think so that it should come out here. Okay, have we done any mistake over here? Greater than 6, yes, it is greater than 6, or then I have to again add an if. So if, what does if, we will practice it again, or. So let me write this code again, one thing, 10 and 20. 10 is greater than 5 and 5 is less than 20, is equals to, so I will test this condition, is equals to if bracket 10 is less than, is equals to if bracket 10 is less than 20 comma, give a cell reference, or bracket okay, I will not use if in this condition, is equals to or bracket 10 is less than 20 comma 5 is less than 10, then it will show me true. Yes, it will show me yes. 10, this is less than, yes, or else, yes, this is first logical and this is second logical. Then it will show us this. There is some error in this condition. I don't think so why this happens. Okay, logical 1 comma logical 2, or is equals to, or 10 is less than 20 comma 10 is less than 20, it shows me true, but I have to put another condition, then 20 is less than 30. It is the second condition. So it gives me the result. What it gives me is it gives me a result, and I have to, I think so that put this in the second condition. I will use these brackets, and yes, don't think so. Why this going to, yes, true. Both the conditions, any of the condition is true, then it is showing me true. If any of the condition is false, then it will show me false. So true, we were learning about or. It tells us that whether condition, either of the true conditions are true, then it will show us true, or any condition is false, does not affect the total result on the total result. Now we have AND condition. What AND condition does? AND condition tests that all of the two conditions must be true. For example, you can test here that if an employee has worked in a company for greater than 5 years, and he is a senior level manager, then he will get a civic car. So the both of the conditions must be true. We will test this again, but at this time you just have to understand that and what does and test conditions, two conditions, and it tells that if all of the conditions are true, maybe more than two conditions, 3 or 4 5 6 7, but all of the conditions must be true in order for the AND must be working. The AND operator must be working. And now the fourth of the logical functions, we have true. True always return the true logical value, and we have the false. False always return the false logical value. How does they both work? Is equals to true, bracket, open close. It always return the true value, and nothing affects on it. It only works that it shows us true for true value, whereas the false show us only false value. I have given you the example, and we have learned about if, the if statement, and how does it work, and the or statement, and how does it work, and statement, true statement, and false. So these are the logical functions, 5 most common logical functions in Microsoft Excel, and I hope you will find them useful. Now we are going to learn about comparison operators. So what are these comparison operators, why we use them? A comparison operator is an operator that we use to compare two values, two numbers or strings. Using these operators, we can compare two text, or whether we can compare two numbers. So we have six comparison operators, and these are greater than, as you have learned in your school or college, that we have this sign greater than, less than, this is less than or equals to sign, and this is greater than or equals to sign. And less than or greater than, both at the time it will tell us that it is not equals to, and in the last is equals to sign. So by using them, we can test here that if name Arsalan, I am testing for either for here equals to, is equals to Arsalan equals to double quotations Arsalan. So it will test this. So it is true. So it has tested that these two are equals to each other. The text written in this cell and the text written in this formula of OR's comparison operator, these both are the same. So the first test is done, and in the second test, what we have to do, we have to test less than, greater than, less than. We can test that, for example, marks obtained is equals to 70, and we have to test greater than. So we have to test, let us suppose that we have to test whether if marks are greater than 70 or not, equals to, so we will test here that this value written in this cell is whether it is greater than something or not. Greater than 50, yes, it is true. So we tested here the word the comparison operator greater than. So 70, 50 is less than 70, 70 is greater than 50. So I am and now I am testing the less than. And how to test this, I will write over here 60, and we know that 60 is less than 70. So we will test over here that this operator is less than 70. So it again shows us true. So we can create a mark sheet also with the help of then these operators, and for example, I have this number 85, and 85 is not equals to 80. So I have to test here this not equals to sign. So this not equals to sign, how I will check this? I will equals to, I will write equals to and this number and comma, and write less than and greater than sign to show the not equals to. Not equals to, this is not equals to 80, and it is true. 85 is not equals to 80, so it is true in this condition. Now it is true. Now I have tested greater than, less than, and not equals to and equals to. Now I have to test over here equal, greater than, or equals to, and 18. For example, if you are greater than 18, you are an adult. So I have to test here that 18 is greater than 16. So you can test over here that 18 is greater than 16. So if this test is true, then it will show us true. We can see here this test C40 that 18 is greater than 16. So this test greater than or equals to 16. So if I write over here 16, then it will show me what it will show me. I have written here greater than or equals to. So 16 is equals to 16. So it showed me the right answer. 16 is equals to 16 or greater than 16. If any of both conditions true, then it will write the true. It will give us the right answer, the true. And the same way we can see that less than or equals to, we can write over here less than or equals to, and in this way we can write true. No, we have to check over here. For example, 17, I have to check if 17 is less than or equals to 18. 17 is less than or equals to 18. So how will I check this? If I write here that if after equals to, I will select this number and less than or equals to, less than or equals to 18. it again showed me true. But why it showed me true? Because it tested the value and it has showed me the correct result. So in this way we can test over here the true values. And we have discussed today the logical functions, the comparison operators, the comparison operators: greater than, less than or equals to, greater than or equals to, not equals to, and equal. Now we will discuss about the text concatenation, that how to concatenate text in Microsoft Excel. That I have used concatenation function here. For example, I have written my first name Arsalan and here my second name, and I have to concatenate both of these two strings. These are two strings, so I have to concatenate, means join them, equals to concatenate bracket. There are two methods to concatenate this. First method we have learned in the previous class, that we can use the concatenation function, the concatenate. So we can concatenate it by using this function, is equals to concatenate and this comma and double quotations. I want to put a space between them, and these two quotations, and after that I will insert once again a comma, and after that I will select this, the second name, so it will show me this. And if I want to do this again with the help of a comparison of a concatenation operator, how can I do this? I will use just and equals to and double quotations equals to double quotation and double quotations no equals to and this, and double quotations and put a space in these double quotes, and double quotes closed, and then and then this. So you have seen over here that this operator, concatenation operator, works 100% similar to the above concatenation function. So there is no difference between both of them, and you can see over here that these two functions are working the same as usual. So we have learned today the logical functions and the comparison operators, and now a student of us have asked about to explain the average, the concept of average. So the average, what is average? In yesterday's class I have already cleared about the average, but again, to clear the concept, if you are having any difficulty, I am again explaining it to you. Average, what is an average? Average is it returns the mean of a value, range, array, or reference that can contain numbers. So it is basically an arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean, average is an arithmetic mean. You have learned about mean, median, and mode in statistics class. If you are a student, and you will definitely know about it, what is an average, but maybe some people finding it difficulty in it, and average A. So average function returns the mean of a value. For example, if I want to count the mean age of these students, I will use the average function equals to average, and I will select the, I will open curly open bracket